Good morning. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. I see we some of us have found the link to the Teams meeting, which is good. I'm just gonna get things going here as people join. There's a lot of people enter the lobby, and I'm entering them in, which is good. Just want to let everyone know that, well, first of all, my name is Mike Zucchino. Welcome to Facility Operations. Glad you could join me this morning, and the rest of us. Should be a good semester. Just so you know, all the classes are recorded, okay? So some people that are not able to attend, I record the class and post it on Blackboard. So you can either go back, listen to it, or if people aren't able to attend, you can listen at another time. So that's good to know. And what's going to happen today, right? Probably wondering what's happening today. First class, first day back in school. Probably most of you, it's maybe your third semester. I'm not sure for entirely what semester you're in, but I know I recognize some names on here from Trends and Opportunities that we were together last winter. So good to see you back again. And I guess there's about, I did do a count on how many people were in the class a few days ago, but people were still registering, but I think there's somewhere around 20 something, maybe 30. I'd have to do a double check today, see who's in the class. But I'll just, as people are joining, I'll give you a little quick overview of myself and what else is going to happen today. Give you some just general information about each week and how the classes will run. And let's see, sorry, some students are just trying to join and they're just having difficulty, but hold on a second as I send them a message. I think most of you found the link in the syllabus, is that right? Or did you see the link I just posted this morning for the class? You guys can use the chat if you like. Course info, okay. Thanks, Nick, for putting something up there. Let me know that you are listening. Thank you. I'll go through the syllabus. Thanks, Brandon. I'll go over the assignments. I like to do in-class assignments, which are done weekly. I'll talk about due dates on those, and we'll go through some introductory questions that you guys can participate in. What else was I gonna, and if we have time, we'll get into some course information today. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I do have some, getting back to flipping through the different screens and making sure you can see different screens, which is good. So as far as myself, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I do work full-time on campus. I work with GCSA, Georgia College Student Association, on the Aurelia campus, but I will be located on the Barrie campus starting in sometime in October, switching roles a little bit. And I've been at Georgian for a long time. Started in the athletic center many years ago. And I was part of the team that designed and helped went through the building process of the athletic center that we have on campus. So there was two different stages that happened in our athletic center on campus. First one opened in '96. Second one opened in 2003, the expansion. So I was involved in both of those, the construction process. And I've been involved in a bunch of other construction projects with the recreation facilities in Markham and in Barrie, and those different areas. But also live just outside Barrie. And I guess with the athletics, sorry, I guess I shouldn't skip around too much. Worked in the athletic center in Barrie for about 15 years. I did campus rec, varsity sports, facility operations, and then I started working with the Georgian College Student Association about 10 years ago. So I've been working with them for a while. So if you had any questions about ancillary fees or getting involved with as a student leader, or that sort of thing, because I know there are elections that are actually not election, or the elections will be in October, but you know, if you think you might be a person that wants to be a student leader, there are nominations that are opening today. They're open for a few weeks. You know, if you have any information or any interest in that, let me know. I can point you in the right direction. And let's see. Just a few things. I don't know if anyone's used Teams before, if that's common, or if you use Zoom or WebEx. I don't know. I've been using Teams a lot. It's good for chatting as well. It's good for if you have a difficult time understanding what I'm saying, you can actually click on the three dots at the top. I think it's either the top. I don't know when you're watching or as a participant in these, if it's at the top of your screen or the bottom of the screen, but you can turn on live captions, which will it's just like watching closed captions on your TV or in a movie or that sort of thing if you turn those things on. So you can turn on live captions, which is kind of handy if you have a difficult time understanding what I'm saying. And what else is going on here? I believe you can update your name on the screen as well, but most of you all have your names there, which I can see pretty well. Thank you for doing that. And just sometimes it just comes up as a phone number. Don't know who it is, so it's good that everyone has their names on the screen, which I can pretty well see. And that's good to know. We do have one guest in there. I don't know who that would be, but I don't. So with the, hopefully everyone's able to take part or listen to some of the Head Start or orientation events. Head Start are pretty useful, or pieces of information. If you didn't get to listen to any Head Start because maybe you were working or you just didn't have the time or you're busy doing something else, if you go to the student portal, you have the links for all the sessions. They were recorded, so you can re-listen to any of those Head Start sessions. You know, it could be the library information, it could be student insurance, or any co-op, career and co-op, those sort of things. So if you need that sort of information, get to the student portal. There's lots of good stuff there. If you're lucky enough, you'll pick a session that I was the moderator for, and you get to listen to me for a little while. But I did about 5 of those sessions a few weeks ago. Also, your academic orientation was last week. And usually I know second year students don't usually get involved in that too much, so I didn't see too many of you there. What other information would you like to hear that I want to give you? You probably heard that you need to, if you are going onto campus, for whatever reason, you do need to have a vaccine to be on campus. Your first dose needs to be done by today. So if you're going on to campus, you do have to have, you can't go on to campus without your first dose of the vaccine. And your second dose, I believe, has to be, it's like October 12th or something like that. I can't remember the date. Maybe one of you remember the date, but I know it's in October, beginning of October. And also, if just another thing that just you may not have heard of, if you're going on campus and you have your first dose or your second dose less than 2 weeks as of the day you're going on to campus, you will be required to have a rapid antigen test done, which is something new. They just, the Ministry of Colleges and Universities just sprung on us on Thursday. So there'll be a bit of delay getting onto campus because the test takes a few minutes and then you have to wait about 15 minutes for results. So if you're going to the library or you're going somewhere else on campus, just make sure you're aware of that, okay? Just another note, just a general note on ancillary fees. Everyone knows you pay ancillary fees each semester. The athletic ancillary fee has not been charged to you since last summer. So I guess 4 semesters, the summer, the fall, the winter, the summer. I guess it's the 5th semester that hasn't been charged. So no athletic fees this semester. We are attempting to get the fitness centers open for this fall, and if the fitness centers are open in the fall, which we don't know exactly when, we're thinking at near the end of September, beginning of October, there won't be any charge this semester to use them. So if you're living in Barrie and you want to use the athletic center, even though you haven't paid for an athletic ancillary fee this fall, you will be able to use the athletic center when it opens. And the same will be true in Aurelia and in Owen Sound if you are living in those communities. Those fitness centers were open as well. What else are we going to get to here? Okay. Class is every Tuesday from 8 until 11, which is, I can't think of a better time for class. I don't know if you guys are laughing at that, but you know, the weekend's over on, Monday's not so slow, such a slow start. Tuesday is a good time to meet early in the morning. We're all set to go. And think of this as the first class, first day of the semester, first class, first few hours of the first day. So we are ready to go. Each week should be good. We will be meeting online each week. It's the same link all semester, so save the link that you accessed today or to get to this location today. It'll be the same link all semester. And it is the 7 weeks on, a week reading week, and then 7 for the weeks. So 717 is the format. Just like, well, maybe you're not used to that. That's the typical format that we have had. I know maybe a few of the previous semesters, it's been 13 semesters with a reading week. So this one is 717. So we have 14 weeks of instruction and a reading week shoved in the middle. So that's how this will take place. The classes, when you look at our classes, like I said, I will be recording them, which they're being recorded now for further use or future use. And I will try to give a break every 10 minutes to the hour. So at 8:50 and 9:50, we'll give a break, even if it's just for me to get up and stretch my legs for a minute. And I will be trying to do that. Sometimes I might be a little off the time, but that's what I'll try to do the best, is just to hit it on that time. And I do hope for, I do encourage participation, even if it is just dropping some comments in the chat. I'll watch the chat throughout the class. You can take yourself off mute as well. That's okay. Sometimes people are intimidated just by, being online and another 20 people listening to them. But that's okay. We will also be breaking up into, usually each week, into breakout rooms. Okay, so usually try to hit 3 to 4 people in a room, max 4. Just so when we do our in-class assignments each week, then you will, be able to work in a smaller group and talk to your, classmates that you may know from other classes, or they may be new. So who knows? But that's important to know. So each week we'll be doing some breakout rooms. Hopefully you have some discussion on the topics of the week. And let's go, as far as the Blackboard goes, I should touch on Blackboard. I'm definitely an instructor that puts all the information up early in the year, so I don't sort of, I guess, make it accessible each week. It's I've posted all the slides for each week. They're in Blackboard. I think it's they're by chapter. So the book, which is right here, I can show you the book. I don't know if anyone bought the book or not. Actually, you got the book. All the chapters to this book. I've posted all the slides. I have 2 different sets of slides, one's for students and one for myself. I just posted the ones for myself, so it has all the different links for any of the supplementary information that I post. Some of the links may not be active because I usually check them a week or so before the actual lesson. So if you go into, I don't know, chapter 15 and there's some links in there that aren't working, that's possible, but I will check that prior to that class to update them. And just that web links change all the time, so don't worry if they're not all working. But it gives you the opportunity to read ahead, prepare for the next week's lesson, and everyone goes at their own speed. So feel free to read ahead, look at the stuff, that sort of thing. I have posted up the first assignment and the first in-class assignment. Now assignments I will go through in a few minutes, but the due dates for assignments, just because some of us that are in this class are not in Canada. So let's take India, for example, is 10.5 hours ahead of Canada. If you can't make the course or can't make the lesson this week, so it's hard for me to put, and I learned this through other online classes, that it's hard to make a due date of each class. So Tuesday at 8 a.m. is the due date. Well, what I have done for all the due dates, for all the 5 assignments and all the in-class assignments, are always Friday at 11:59 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully everyone that's in class, if you show up to class, that you hand them in class. But I always put the due date, or have put the due date for all the assignments, all the in-class instruction, as Friday at 11:59 p.m. So you always have till the end of the week to hand things in, which just makes it more consistent and easy for everyone attending. Okay, let's see the syllabus. I'm going to pull up the syllabus here. I can find it. I know where it is. It's here. I will share it. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. Sometimes also have your reaction. So if you go up to the top, you can see your hand up, smiley face, clapping, heart, and thumbs up. So sometimes you can just give me a thumbs up just so I know that you can see things. Okay, put your hand up. Yeah, thank you. Mandeep, for doing that. That's good. Okay. Now, usually a hand up is a question. So I see some hands up. That might just be because you're just testing them out, and that's good. But we'll use the hands up for asking a question. And then we see thumbs up in the chat as well. Thanks for doing that. Okay, Stavros, do you have a question, or is it you're just practicing with the different emojis? Just take it that he's practicing. Okay, so back to the syllabus. So you can see in the syllabus, under the details, this is possibly where you found the, if I can do this, hold on, I know, sorry, I know, I was going to see if I can use a pointer here. I don't know if they have that. Maybe not. Okay, I thought maybe I have able to use a pointer, but not at this point. Okay, so click here to join the meeting. Everyone found that. My name, my email address. Okay, if you need to email me, I'm sure all of you will at some point. For assignments, email me the assignments. Okay, that's how it will work. I won't go through Blackboard on those. It's just easier to email. If you do need to meet with me, I don't have specific office hours. Send me an email. This is my cell phone right here. You can send me a text and just say you need to meet with me about something, or send me a text message. That's fine. Just let me know who you are first. So just say, hey, it's Mike from Facility Operations. I need an extension on my assignment. Joking. No one needs extensions, right? So if you need to meet with me, send me a text, send me an email. If you need to send me a message, same sort of thing, okay? Course description. Want to be able to provide you with information about managing rec facilities with a focus on fiscal and social benefits of these facilities to communities. So topics include facility development, design, operations, maintenance, scheduling, supervision. Okay, and this is the course book here. We do have 6 learning outcomes in this course. Describe administrative and operational functions of a recreation administrator. Okay, not that you know, when you maybe get your, maybe if you're anticipating that you'll have a job in a rec facility in the future, or you already have one, you may not start as an administrator, but it's important to know the functions of this administrator. Ability to understand the operations and management of a rec facility. Okay. Discuss the concept and application of sustainable practices in recreational facility operations and management. Explain the project planning process and the role of the project design team in this process. Recognize elements involved in the construction phase of a facility and potential issues that it can arise. And explain the importance of maintenance has on a facility usage and operations. Okay, so those are fairly general outcomes, but we will touch on each one of those in our assignments and in our lessons and our in-class assignments. So this part on evaluation, you can see the different assignments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the percentage down this side, and there we are, test as well. Okay, so facility 1, or sorry, facility 1, assignment 1, due at the end of this week. I think it's September 24th is the Friday. Yes, it is. 10% of your mark. We'll go into that one. Facility 2, assignment 2, design your ultimate facility, so it's worth 20%. Okay, that's due on October 15th. Then we have a test, right, the last class before reading week. All right, based on our first 7 weeks. 10%, and it's an online test. It'll be done through Blackboard, I believe. Assignment 3, equipping a facility, 5% of your mark. Do the week after reading week. Assignment 4, job descriptions and interview questions, 5%, due on the 19th. And assignment 5 is done with a partner worth 25%. We'll talk more about that. Do the last, that one's actually not due on the Friday. That one's actually due, the only one, this assignment 5 is due during the last class, because I just need a bit more time to mark these ones because they're larger assignments. If I get it on a Friday, it's a bit tight to have it all done by the following Wednesday. Test 2, 10%. On the last class as well, done on Blackboard. And then we have in-class assignments. There's 6 of them that I mark, although we do some each week, and worth 15% of your mark. Okay. And then down here we have our schedule of activities. Each week it has a good overview of what we're doing. So I guess I didn't put the chapters in here, but I'll show in Blackboard you can pretty well tell these are all the titles of chapters basically when you're looking at them. Ancillary Spaces and Core Product are some chapters we'll touch on today because we do need to talk about those so you're able to do your first assignment. And next week we'll talk about assessing facilities, and then we have our week 3 is the first assignment is due. All right, so I'm going to jump so you can read the rest of that. Late work, missed tests, important links. So you have all that information right there. It's probably the same information that's included on each one of the syllabi that are provided by your different instructors. So I'm going to stop presenting that, and I'll go back to here. Okay. What I'll do, I know, Amy, I know you have your hand up. I don't know if you have a question or you're just practicing with your different reactions. But if you have a question, you can just unmute yourself. No problem. That's why it's good to practice here. Okay, let's go to I'm going to talk about the assignments right now. Okay, I'm just going to pull them up, each one, and just so we have an overview of the assignments. Let me share that. Okay. Here is the assignment 1. Okay. Due date, September 24th, 11:59 EST. For those that are not in Ontario. Facility assessment and comparison. So there's 5 questions that I'm asking. Okay. And it was, I have adapted this. We used to do this, obviously we're in person. I used to visit facilities, but now I've adapted this to do them online. So you're going to identify 2 rec facilities that you are familiar with and can find online. Okay. So one should be our own athletic center. So our Georgian College Athletic Center, Barrie campus. Okay. Please visit the webpage for each of these facilities and identify the core product for each of these facilities. Now we'll talk about the core product and core product extensions in a little bit. Also identify 2 core product extensions and 2 ancillary spaces in each facility. All right. Visit the webpage for each of these facilities. Got it. One's our own athletic facility. Okay, so you have to do online and find these facilities. So one could be a facility in your hometown. Don't do anything too big, too large, because it's just going to be too difficult when we get to some of these other questions. It's better if you pick a small multi-use facility, maybe anyways, it's just something small. Maybe it could be a fitness center or something like that. But you can choose whatever athletic facility you like to, or recreation facility, as the other one. So the first one is our own Barrie Athletic Center on the Barrie campus, and the other one is one of your choice. So question 2, choose one of these facilities, identify and explain 5 examples of marketing tools used in reaching users to inform them about the facility's core product. Hold on a second, we got some people waiting here, I think. Just letting someone in the class. Okay, back to this. Okay. Explain how each marketing tool is used to reach users. So it's great to say social media, but explain how each marketing tool is used to reach the users, okay? And it's just one of them, so you don't have to do both of them, just do one of them. Okay, question 3, list and outline the staff positions and structure of each of the 2 facilities. Create an organizational chart for each facility. You may want to know what an organizational chart is. If you Google organizational chart, you'll find many examples of what they look like. It's like a flow chart with different positions listed. You don't need to have staff names, you just need to have the positions listed. Okay. So if you go with a larger, let's say if you picked Rogers Center in Toronto, well, it's going to be pretty tough to do the organizational chart for Rogers Center. So that's why I recommend not to do any super large facilities, because of the amount of staff that are employed in those facilities. You could try it. It would be a challenge, but you know, if this assignment is 10%, you don't want to overburden yourself with doing something you don't have to do. Observe and describe the type of circulation, safety control, and security present in the Georgian College Athletic Center on campus. So see Chapter 12 PowerPoint. So you can check Chapter 12 on circulation, safety control, and security. The one I'll mention right here, right now, is circulation is not the airflow. It's not the air conditioning and heating. It's the circulation of the people walking through the hallways, stairways, and that sort of the flow of traffic. Okay, so sometimes there will be somebody in this class that thinks it's airflow. Okay, it's not airflow. Safety, control, security, they're in Chapter 12, which we may not get a chance to get to before this assignment, but the information's there and you can look ahead and see that. List and outline 5 examples of either of these daily, weekly, monthly, or annual maintenance routines or projects in one of these facilities. Describe and explain the purpose of each maintenance example. So you're just picking 5 examples, and they could be daily, it could be weekly, monthly, or annual, or it could be a mix of them if you like, but just 5, not 5 for each, just 5 for one of them, or a mix of 5, okay? Another important note here is do not ask the full-time staff in the athletic center for assistance on any of these questions. All right, and I usually do hear from Sterling or Chris or Jeff that my whole class went down and asked for, you know, the answers to these questions. So no, don't go to see them. If I hear that, then I will not be able to mark your assignment. Okay. Each question is worth 10% of your mark. All right, and here's the rubric down here. All right, so that's assignment 1. Let's see if I can briefly go over the other assignments too, because I like to give everyone a good overview of what's going on. Assignment 2. Assignment 2 is, I would say that probably, other than 5, this is probably the assignment that's the toughest. And you can notice just by it does have, it's 25%, or does it say 15? Sorry, I think that's 25 of your full. Maybe I have the wrong amount on here. I'll double check the Double check the percentage. Okay, so again, due October 15th, Friday, 11:59 EST. Okay, and some of these, the terminology that is being used, you may not be familiar with at this point. Don't worry about that. We will be learning about these different terms. So provide a project statement that would include only the objective and basic assumptions. So what assignment 2 is you're gonna be designing your ultimate facility. Okay, so we're gonna be working with, what the project statement is. So it's sort of like why you're building it, why you're building a facility. And then you're going to do a budget, and your building has to be more than $15 million. And there is a sample budget, and we'll go through that, but not today. And then you're going to develop a site plan blueprint. Okay, so you don't have to go online and use a architectural software. Using CAD is a software that people use to draw things. You can draw it by hand, okay, but you do have to use a straight edge, and it has to be to scale. All right, and all these different highlighted areas, title block, direction arrow, all this sort of stuff we will talk about, so don't get too worried about it. It's not as difficult as you think. We'll go through an in-class assignment that we design a facility together, and I'll take you step by step through the process, so it's much more understandable and easy to wrap your head around. Okay. And I know you may have questions on this. I'm just giving you an overview now, just so you can understand what it's about. So basically, you're going to be drawing a facility and with a budget. Okay. And you can see that the actual drawing part is 50% of your mark for this assignment, so the drawing of it. Okay, so it has to be neat, legible, and use a straight edge. All right, so you don't have to do it online. Some people will do it online with a software because they've done it in the past, but you can draw it with a ruler and a pencil or whatever your choice is on some paper, and then when you hand it in, basically you're just taking a photo of it and texting it to me, emailing it to me, that sort of thing. Okay. So,
Professor, we can't see what's on the screen.
Oh, you can't? Okay. Thanks for
telling
me
it's just a black
that.
Screen.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries.
Probably shared the wrong thing. I'll just try that again. It's not, hold on a second. I should have noticed that when for some reason can you see that or not?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay,
yeah,
so you can, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the red line wasn't, usually when I present, there's a red line around the outside of the screen, and it took a second to show up. Okay, sorry about that. I will go into Blackboard, and I'm going to make them available. I'm going to actually put all the assignments and make all the assignments available, okay? So you can, if you can't see them, you can follow along. Okay, so all the 5 assignments are available on Blackboard now, all right? Okay, so that's assignment 2. And you can just call me Mike, okay? Okay, let's go to assignment 3. Here, okay. I'll share that. Okay, assignment 3. Assignment 3 is equipping your facility. So what we do in assignment 3, after you've done assignment 2, I'm now going to ask you to equip your facility, so outfit it with all the equipment. And again, there's some terminology here that you don't know yet, so permanent, expendable, and fixed. And provide a complete list of equipment from each of these categories needed to outfit. And I'll go through all this. We'll be doing what I try to do is to go through an in-class assignment that duplicates a lot of the things I ask for in the assignments. So you're not overwhelmed by, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what permanent equipment is or expendable. And then you'll just break down the equipment a bit further. So you're going to be picking, I think, 5 areas. What does it say here? I'm pretty sure. I'll have a look at that. I thought it was for, yeah, here it is. Pick only 5 areas to list equipment. So the third assignment is equipping your facility. Pick the 5 areas, and we'll go through more of that. So let me stop sharing that one. And there's assignment 4. Okay, assignment 4, once I share it here. Assignment 4 is now you're going to be, okay, so it's working on the staff, not actually in your facility, but that you've designed, but I'm going to be giving you a job posting with some resumes, and you're going to be doing shortlist criteria. So you're going to be ranking the resumes, and you're going to be designing interview questions. So this is for I think it's for a fitness center coordinator or something like that. Oh yeah, it's written right here, fitness center coordinator. You should just read what I have written. Okay, fitness center coordinator. We're going to score the 5 resumes and do 10 interview questions. Okay, it's fairly easy. I would say one of the easiest assignments to do, but that's assignment 4. And let's go to, I'll just show you the final assignment. It just takes time shifting through all these screens I have open to make sure you get the right screen, but is this assignment? Oh, it's assignment 1, not that one. You can close that. There's assignment 5. There it is. Okay, as I said, assignment 5 to be done with a partner, cut your work in half. But here you're going to be taking one of, so if you say I do my assignment with Amy, and what we would do is pick either my facility that I designed an assignment to or Amy's, and from that you're going to be designing or working on a staff plan for the facility. Okay, and then you're going to be doing an annual budget, and we'll go through all this, so don't get too worried about it. It's not too hard. List the staff, their hourly rate, and their income. And then secondly, you're going to be providing a source of revenues, and then some programming, provide programming schedules for 2 areas in the facility. All right, so that's assignment 5. All right, and it is, I think I may have put the wrong percentages down here. Go by the percentages that are on the syllabus. I'll update these. I must have had them from a previous year. Okay, and this one is due on the last day of class, which is Wednesday. Again, a little mistake there. Sorry, it's a Tuesday. We'll be done on the Tuesday, December 14th. I just had Wednesday written there. Okay, so those are the 5 main assignments that you will be working on in this class. And then there's in-class assignments, which will be done as breakout rooms during class time. Let's say, for example, Stavros can't make one of the classes, although I find that highly unlikely because I know Stavros attends all the classes. But let's say he's not able to make because he has to work or he's not feeling well. You do have the in-class assignments will be posted on Blackboard, and you can pull them up and do them on your own. It's obviously much easier to do them in class with a group of 2 or 3 other classmates because the work's less, you get it done quickly, it's done in class, and it's not work that you have to do outside the class. So I do give you that opportunity to do those in-class assignments on your own after or if you're not able to make it. Okay, so don't worry that if you're not able to make class, you can't do the in-class assignment, you're not going to get your marks for that. There is that opportunity to do that outside of class. Okay. Right, where are we here? So we went through the assignments. Didn't touch on the in-class assignments yet. I'll just talk briefly about the in-class assignments. In-class assignments are usually, or they always are reflective on what the topic is in the class that week or this week, okay, or the week that you're in class. So if we're doing, if I'm talking about equipment in an athletic facility, then your in-class assignment is going to be on equipment in an athletic facility, okay? And I have some different questions and scenarios that I'll pass on to you as students in the class, and you work in those in smaller groups. Okay, good. Okay, I've been talking a lot here. Haven't had too many questions yet. Hold on a second. Let's see. All right, make sure there's nothing in the chat. Okay, it's totally black. Thanks. Sorry, sometimes when I'm presenting and I not looking at the chat, so I'm only working on a laptop, so sometimes it's difficult to get all my screens up and able to see them. So yeah, please let me know if something's not working right. I will try to fix that up. Okay, so we are at the point where it's a good time to take a break. So it's 8:47, and what I'll do is we'll take a break until 9. Okay, so I'll give you 13 minutes. And when we come back, I'll be asking you a bunch of questions that you can participate on a Mentimeter. Actually, it's 12 minutes now. Okay, so I will just stop talking and turn off my video until 9 o'clock, and we'll see you all back at 9 o'clock. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, I am back. Hopefully you are as well. Welcome back, 9 o'clock. Tuesday, September 7th. Okay. Alex, do you have a question? Nope.
Yeah, I do, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Right now I work at an LA Fitness in Barrie. I just want to know if I
Great.
could use that for assignment number 1.
Definitely. Yes, if you work
Okay.
in a facility such as LA Fitness or Good Life or Fit for Life or whatever, or any athletic facility in your community, and athletic facilities can be, loosely interpreted. If you work at a if it's a multi-use facility, or if it's like you said, LA Fitness, or it's a yoga studio, or it's whatever it is, yeah, you can definitely use that, Alex. So
Beautiful.
good
Okay, thank you so
question.
much.
Yeah, that'll make it easier for you. So for doing, particularly the staff chart, you might know a little bit more information about who work or what the positions are. So there you go. Okay. Okay. So we are going to go to Mentimeter right now. And I'm just going to see if this works or not. Oh, hold on. Let's see if this works in the chat. Okay, so I threw the link in the chat. And let me know if you can or cannot access that. So what we'll do next little bit, I have a bunch of questions here, mostly fun questions. A lot of you may know where each other are from and what, because you've been in classes together. You may not know very much about myself, and I apologize if we used a lot of these questions in my last class, but I do like to ask these questions so you can get to know me a little bit, and I can get to know you a little bit more. I think a lot of these are designed as word clouds because I think they're just open-ended, but is anyone getting access or not? Courtney, yes, good, thank you. Okay, here we go. We are getting some hometowns. So where are you from? So me, I haven't gone too far from my hometown. I was born in East York, which is basically Toronto. So I was born on June 14th is my birthday, actually, I'll tell you that. And there's a story about I was playing hockey with a friend a few years back, and it actually was our birthday. It was June 14th. I play summer hockey as well. And he's going, oh yeah, I was born June 14th. Well, happy birthday. We both have the same birthdays. And actually we had the same birth year. So I don't know if you've ever met a friend that's had the same birthday and birth year, which is, I would say, fairly unusual or not very common. And then we found out after talking further, we were born in the same hospital on the same day. So there's a good chance that our mothers were maybe sharing a room in the hospital at that night. So we may have met each other when we were just born. How about that? Very funny. So it looks like Barrie is definitely the biggest, most common location. Barrie, Bradford, Collingwood. I see Istanbul, Turkey, Mitchell. I don't know where Mitchell is, or Amritsar, or is it Amritsar? I can't even pronounce that. I'm sorry. Amritsar. Okay. Aurelia.
It's Amritsar.
It's where? Sorry.
It's Amritsar.
Okay.
Amritsar.
Amritsar.
India. Yes.
Okay. Is in what country is that in?
India.
India. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. And is that where you are now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Excellent. I don't know if there's any other Indian names in here. I see India, but maybe not too many others. I see Turkey and Istanbul. We're at New Liskert. That's up north. Holland Landing, great. Orangeville, Mississauga, Toronto, London. I'm guessing that's London, Ontario, Innisfil. So most look like it's fairly close to where we currently are. Okay, other than a few that are outside Canada. What's the next question? And how do I, oh, here we go. Next question. Okay, are you currently living in Canada? Easy question here. Maybe I should have started with this question. Let's see. I'm currently in just north of Barrie and Midhurst. That's where I live right now. But I started, I grew up in Toronto, North York. Then I went to Markham or Unionville, and now in north of Barrie and Midhurst. Okay, so we only have 5 currently live in Canada and 1 outside Canada. I think there's more of you than just 5 people in this class.
If you hover over the 5, you'll see that I think there's plenty of students that have already answered. Yeah.
Thank you. See, I'm the rookie at this. Okay, looks like we have 20 that are in Canada and only 1 outside Canada. Okay, wow. Okay, 2 skips. Well, we got definitely more in Canada than outside Canada. All right, let's try the next question. Do you have any siblings? If so, how many? I only have 1 sibling, a sister. She's about 3 years younger than me. Yeah, she lives in Newmarket right now. I'm in just north of Barrie, but looking like we're getting some answers here. Mostly looks like have 8 people currently have 2 siblings. Okay, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to read this, but it looks like most people have 2 siblings. Oh geez. Okay, somebody, excuse me. Sorry, I had to cough there. Okay, I want to hear from the person that has more than 6 siblings. Would anyone have more than 6? No. Does anyone have 5? Okay. How about 4? Who has 4 siblings? Okay, we will move on. What's your favorite restaurant? Okay, this is probably a word cloud or something like that. Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay. I went out because restaurants really haven't been open too much. Filthy Phillies. Don't know that place. But we went out to a restaurant patio a few weeks ago. I went to North Country Barbecue, which was pretty good. Indian Sweet Master. Okay, Noble Sushi. Maybe the person or people that put up Filthy Phillies, tell me about that restaurant because I haven't heard of that before. Anyone able to talk about Filthy Phillies? Just going to leave it up to me to figure it out on my own. And I'm guessing is Don Cherry's, the Don Cherry's that's in Barrie? Mandarin. Okay, North Country Barbecue is mine. I like barbecue type restaurants. There's also the Big Bone Barbecue in Barrie, which is a good one, which I like going to as well. Any other favorite restaurants that you have? See, Eastside Mario's is popular as well. It's Italian. Okay, Mandarin as well. Mandarin, I don't think, has Mandarin been open the last year or not? I don't know. They don't really have a patio, do they? Maybe for takeout. Okay, let's see what the next question is. Okay, if you could play only one sport, what would it be? Now, you don't have to be athletically inclined or able. Hockey, tennis. All right. I am going to pick hockey. I miss hockey. Play hockey in Barrie. Look at those good ones coming up here. Volleyball, rugby, awesome. Good seeing. This is easy to answer this question. I know we started playing hockey indoors last fall. I think we played for about 6 weeks from October, November, and into December, or around that, and then it got canceled. So really, it's been almost a year since we've been on the ice. And I just put the message out to since I run my weekly hockey here in Barrie, put the message out to my friends last week that we're going to get started up again the first week of October. So really looking forward to getting back on the ice and playing hockey, which will be fun. Can't wait. Okay, MMA, awesome. Okay, golf. Also, golf is definitely that individual sport, that you just play against yourself, sort of. All right, baseball, rugby, excellent. Soccer. Did anyone watch the Olympics and see the women win the gold medal soccer game? That was pretty inspiring. We have badminton as well. Okay, and tennis. Great. Okay, let's see what that next question is. If you could travel to only one country or place, what would it be? All right. Well, for me, I'm going to tell you it would, okay, whoever put up New Zealand, that's my choice, is New Zealand. I have had friends that traveled to New Zealand, but I've never had the opportunity to go. I've heard lots of amazing things about it. I've heard New Zealand's kind of like a mini Canada. They have the mountains, they have hot areas. So let's see what else we have coming up here. Italy, Dubai, Cali, San Jose, Japan, Vegas, Greece, Germany, Hawaii. Yes, Kauai is what I'd like to, in Hawaii. I guess it's places that we want to go are always so far away, right? It's like, how am I going to get there? Maldives. Okay, that's pretty exotic. Yeah, I always see those amazing picture of the Maldives, of those accommodations that are kind of on stilts in the water. This seems so amazing. The slides off the roof into the water and all that fun stuff. And Australia looks like our top choices, either Australia or Hawaii. Right on. Okay, let's see what the next question will be. Those have not answered, some haven't answered. Oh, we got another answer up there. Okay, let's go to the next question. If you had a chance to attend one sporting event or event, what would it be? Now, what is the last sporting event that's any, well, not this, oh, here we go, Canadians game. This is Stanley Cup Finals. All right, mine would definitely be this Stanley Cup Finals Game 7. That is my choice as well, whoever put that up. You know, the Masters are such a hard ticket to get too, right? Like even if you wanted to go, you can't really, you have to go in a lottery to get a ticket. Yeah, the big games like Game 7s of Stanley Cup or World Series, they are usually the prices are so outrageous. NBA Finals, it's just too difficult to even get tickets. Like, would you want to spend $5,000 a seat on a ticket? I don't think I would. But, you know, if someone was to give it to me, I would go in a second. Super Bowl would definitely be a cool one. So we have basketball represented, football, baseball, hockey. Any soccer fans like to go see the World Cup final or something like that? Maple Leafs. I'm a Maple Leafs fan, I'm sorry to say. Pretty disappointed from the last playoffs. And to talk about a team, I don't know, they just cannot perform well when it counts. Well, I live that every day. So, okay, good answers here. Okay, UFC in the middle there, and Masters, good. Oh, there's a World Cup final. I did see that there. Okay, let's see what the next question is. All right, if you have a pet peeve, what is a pet peeve? Now, I think you can actually put up more than one answer here, because everyone has more than one pet peeve. For me, definitely the slow walkers that are texting while they're walking and you know you have somewhere to go. Okay, bad grammar. Slow drivers, all right, we got that. Slow drivers has been emphasized. Someone else like slow drivers is a pet peeve. Is there something that your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, parent, sister, brother does that drives you crazy? Gotta be something out there. Guys that must have pet peeves that you just cause you to lose it. Rude people, messy people. Okay, here we go now. People that usually when you're driving, chewing with your mouth open, that is one that I will have to turn away. One thing when we're eating dinner, if it's just me and my wife around, just having dinner, I always have to turn the music on because I just can't stand the sound of someone else eating. You need some background noise, and that's just a little pet peeve I have there. Have to, and I'm sure they feel the same about me when I'm eating, but you know, try to, let's see, staring. So people that stare at you. Ever pull up to a light and someone's staring at you and then from another car? Okay, slow drivers. I have the slow walkers. That's what I say. Being late. Okay. Yeah. Does anyone have a pet peeve like they wake up and it's always like a dog that wakes them up that they're barking outside, like the neighbor's dog's always barking? How about people that clean up after their dogs and then just throw the bag of poop to the side of the walk? Those people drive me crazy. Okay, that's good. Let's go on to the next question. Okay, favorite app, but please don't mention Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. Give me another favorite app that is on your phone that you use all the time, that may not be as common as what other people use. Maybe one of those remote apps that happen. Okay, we have some hockey or sports ones coming up. I'm going to tell you mine because I do a lot of mountain biking. So I use Strava, which is maybe like night training. I'm not sure, but it's basically like a GPS app. It maps your route that you bike on, and then it rates you with all the other people out there that have done that route or those segments, so you can see where you rate in as far as your ability. So I just went to Quebec a few weeks ago to did some biking. Went to Mount St. Anne, which was pretty amazing if anyone's ever been there and into biking. Going down, there's like, it's all downhill stuff. And I'm not super fast. I don't want to kill myself or hurt myself, but when you look at the score or the rating of that segment from Mount St. Anne, and you realize that there's been about 4,000 people that have posted their time on Strava, and I'm rated about in the top 3,700. So where I fit in. I'm a pretty lame downhill biker, but anyway, Strava is definitely my probably my top app that I use. We say that YouTube, the Score, Twitter, Amazon Prime. Okay, a lot of online purchasing there. Or is that the Prime Video? Well, it could be Prime Video, Yahoo Fantasy, Apple Health. Good. It's good to see some people are using some training and workout apps. I used to use MyFitnessPal a lot, but then I just got kind of off that one. Would be the other one that I would use a lot. Let me just see. I think that's the top one I'd probably use. I do use the Score and TSN as a lot. And I guess I have to pick if podcasts is an app, I don't know. I listen to some podcasts, so those would be my favorite ones. Okay, let's move on to the next question here. Favorite movie or book? All right, well, that's really hard to narrow down, and it's almost like what's the most recent one I've watched that I liked. Let's see. Deadpool is certainly funny. I love that guy. He's Shawshank Redemption. I was watching that the other night, but then my wife fell asleep, so had to shut it off. But I do like Shawshank Redemption. Harry Potter, probably. Is it any of the Harry Potters, or is it just as one of them that you really like as the favorite movie or book? Lots of movies coming up. Catcher in the Rye. Okay, we have a book. There we go. Favorite. Good for you. Into the Wild. Yes, that was a good one. Conjuring series. Good. It's good. It's gone in 60 seconds. I don't know that. Mice and Men. There's some old ones there. Okay. Mice and Men. I've read that a long time ago. I don't know if it's made into him. Is it a movie? I think it's a movie as well. Super bad. Lone Survivor. I do have a favorite book. It is called The Golden Spruce. I don't know if anyone's read that. It's about the West Coast and Haida, and it's a true story. It's about the lumber industry as well, but has a story behind it. Lone Survivor, To Kill a Mockingbird. Very good. To Kill a Mockingbird, classic. I think with Gregory Peck. If I'm correct or not, I'm not sure. And favorite movie? Oh, what movie would I say I like? The Edge of Tomorrow was pretty good. That's a kind of a good movie. I like that one. I always have a hard time coming up with this favorite movie because I like so many of them. But The Golden Spruce is definitely a favorite book. If you ever want to read a good one. Okay, next one. Favorite Netflix series. Okay, well, I have a bunch of them. Just watched Startup a few weeks ago. Startup was great, if you've seen it. Stranger Things, definitely like. And I learned about Stranger Things, if you didn't know this, is actually based on true facts. I did not know that. Did you know that? Suits definitely looks like Money Heist. Just started watching the 5th season last night of Money Heist. Very good. Love it. It's definitely got me going. The translation's a little off, but they do a pretty good job there. And definitely like Shameless. Haven't seen the last season of Shameless yet. I think it's season 10 or 11, whatever that one was. Okay. What else do I like? Ozark. Definitely like Ozark. It's definitely one Netflix series I watched that I like. So I'd say Ozark and Startup right now. Those are the ones I would definitely like to see again, or at least like watch and kill some time. Okay, good answers out there, everyone. That's good. Next one. What's your favorite color and why? I was going to give you guys choices on this one, but I think there's too many colors to put up choices. So I'm going to say mine is green. And why is it green? Oh, there's a green. Green because I like the outdoors, and green reminds me of the outdoors, so I think that's why I like the color green. Teal for San Jose Sharks. Good one. Matte Black. Very cool. Matte Black, I guess person who put up Matte Black, you must be enjoying the new sort of color scheme on vehicles that we've seen the last year or so. You kind of like the matte colors, so you must really like those colors. Blue for Chelsea Football Club. All right, another sports person there for blue for Chelsea. Chelsea blue, okay. Lilac purple, red, orange, purple, black. Mahogany. Okay, mahogany, I'm guessing, is a sort of a brown red color. And orange. Good. Okay, we have a wide range of colors that people like in this class. Yellow. All right. Let's see what we have next here. Okay, this is a tougher question. All right. So 3 people, living or dead, that you would like to have dinner with. Now, lots of people do pick their family members that have passed on. Other people like to pick famous people. Me, I like to pick famous people here. It's particularly musicians that, or historical figures that would have been around or I've never met, but and it could be alive too, living or dead. So I think I want to also be entertained. So I think Robin Williams would be someone I'd like to have dinner with. Just because I think he'd be definitely an entertainer. That's for sure. Kobe Bryant, yes, that would be nice. I'd love to have dinner with Gordie Howe, because he's just quite an amazing hockey player. And there's some cool ones there. Tiger, yeah, my longest boyfriend, good. And who else would I think I'm just for a musician. I'd like to have dinner with Elvis, because I think he'd just be, the stories I could hear from these people would be pretty amazing. I always like to think of these people that have passed away, like if it's like Winston Churchill or something like an old figure that no one has ever, that's alive, has ever met them, but Bobby Orr, Don Cherry, Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay would be, that's a great answer there. Like, would he not be entertaining? I love following him on his social media when he critiques other people making food. And Elon Musk, gotta have a lot of things to talk about there with Elon Musk. The Rock. Rock seems like a nice guy. I obviously don't know these people, but Austin Matthews, there you go. Martin Scorsese. Okay, producer for movies. Okay, Bobby Orr. I'm gonna say Bobby Orr is my favorite hockey player. Career cut short by injuries, unfortunately, but when he was playing, did some amazing stuff as a defenseman. Okay, any other international type of answers here? Okay, Maradona, MJ, Michael Jordan, I guess, or Ronaldo. Okay, good. Kobe, Wayne Gretzky. Okay, next question. There's a few more left here. Are you a morning, a night person? Morning person, night person, neither or both. So what are you? Okay, we have a night, a morning. What's going to win this poll right here? I'm going to tell you I'm a night person, 100% night. It's interesting though, I love night. I'm probably the most, I don't know, I guess I'm most productive. I don't know why, but I do enjoy the mornings, like getting up and at the peaceful time of the morning and just kind of, I don't drink coffee, but maybe drink a tea outside or when everyone else is sleeping. It's kind of a nice time of the day when everything's kind of quiet. If you ever get to, spend some time and just to yourself, it's a good time to spend yourself. But I kind of do the same thing at night when everyone goes to bed, and I still stay up and enjoy the rest of the day, and I'm fairly productive at night. So we have a both and a neither as well. Okay, let's see what the next question is here. If you have a phobia, what is it? Well, for me, definitely don't like spiders. Oh, thank you. Here we go. You and I, whoever put spiders up there, haha, a phobia of Habs fans. I like your comedy there. That's good. Maybe I just don't like Habs fans, or not. I shouldn't say that in general. Some of my Habs fans' friends are annoying. Claustrophobia. Maybe claustrophobia is like you and whoever put that up is maybe I could agree with that as well. I could never see myself doing like cave, I don't know, spelunking or cave investigations when people are pushing themselves through like tight spots underground. It's like, there's no way. Thalassophobia, I know that's the fear of open water, and that's pretty crazy. Like, there's so many videos out there now of people going out and watching orcas, whales, or whatever, and just to think what's down there, kind of gives me a little bit of a shiver. Claustrophobia. Okay, snakes. Snakes don't bug me too much. Feet. I have a phobia of feet. Okay, interesting. And being alone. All right. Are you a third child or a? Because usually first, like a person that's a first child doesn't usually mind being alone. It's the second, third, and on don't like being alone. Height. It has fans. Okay, anything else? Any other phobias? Oceans. Okay. So mine's spiders. That's my big one. Next question. All right. Your best Christmas or birthday gift ever? Well, for me, it's once Christmas. Boots ticket. Okay. To Cancun, hug. Wow, okay. This person does not need a lot, a hug. Okay, gift of life. When I was probably about 7 or maybe 9, 8 or 7 or 8, well, you guys probably all familiar with like Barbie camper vans. You know, Barbie used to have an RV. Barbie and Ken, they go off and do their little, you know, you play with your dolls and play with, you know, Barbie had like a beach buggy and a camper van and all that. And you're probably wondering why I know so much about this. But my sister, 3 years younger than me, was into that stuff. Well, the what I got was what they call a Big Jim sports camper. Okay, so it's kind of like that doll for boys, I guess at the time that's what they kind of classified it as. But Big Jim, he came with his own camper van, and he had like fishing rods, hunting gear, like a campfire, all sorts of cool stuff like that. So definitely my best Christmas gift was a Big Jim's camper van in Big Jim. So let's see what else we have up here. We have some trips to Cancun or Dominican. That's very cool. Autographed jersey from Eric Carlson. Very cool. Derek Jeter autograph. Wow. I'd like to hear how you got that one. Did someone bought it from a collectible store or something like that? What's the autograph on? A photo of Derek Jeter, or is it on a jersey? I'm intrigued about.
Yeah, it's on a picture of him.
Awesome. That's great. Awesome to hear that. Awesome player. Leafs tickets, very cool. The Yeti mug. Like that. They are some good mugs. I could never afford one of those, so I get the knockoffs. Awesome Yeti mugs, hot and cold. Boots tickets. Excellent. Good stuff. So some concert tickets, some tickets to go somewhere, autographs. Very good. Any other Christmas or birthday gifts that anyone wants to share? Not too many more. Okay, go on to the next question. What's your dream job? So, you're in school right now. You might be working already, but it might not be your dream job. But, to live and like, I'm going to go to school because I want to get this job. So hopefully many of you have dream jobs in mind, or it could be something that you would never be able to get, but would like to do. So like play-by-play for an NHL team. That's very cool. Very attainable there. I have my one friend, John Bartlett, who does play-by-play for Montreal. I used to play hockey with him in Barrie many years ago. So he went after his dream. He started off with the Barrie Colts when they were not very much, and moved on to I think he went to the Marlies and then to Montreal. So John made it that. If you want it, you can do it. Marine biologist, sports marketing. I'd have to say my dream job, and I don't even know if it's a job. Those rally drivers for cars that they just go like 1,000 miles an hour and are just ripping through the countryside, to be like going as fast as they can in these cars, and it's all like, okay, they flip, they wipe out, but they go as fast as they can. There's no limits there. Other thing I also thought would be like a outdoor guide, like a travel guide or something like that. And the third, I have so many dream jobs. One of those other, like a food journalist, where you go around the world and eat and try food at different restaurants and just rate them. Like, what other job would be better than that? I don't know. Sounds pretty good. Lots of cool jobs up here with sports. That's great. Since you're in a sports program, either rec and leisure or sports admin. I'm not sure which program you're in. I know there's definitely a mix of you in this program. Okay, so we have some people who have a dream job. A sports tourism critic, that's very cool. A lot of people, these ones that do the critics are, if it's food or sports, they've just built it on their own. They get a blog going and got to start somewhere. Get your friends to follow you, right? And then it just snowballs. So you could be a sports tourism critic already. Just start your own blog up. Okay, let's go on to the next question. All right, a little bit more serious here. This might be the last question, actually. What do you want to learn in this class? Okay, is there anything that you're saying, oh, geez, I'm in facility operations. There's one thing I want to learn. There's a few things I want to learn. There's, there's something you said, oh, yeah, I want to learn how to do this, or this. And, it might be a tougher question, organization and skills and support. Okay. Okay, very good. Yeah, maybe something I can't really answer this question. What do I want to teach in this class? I know what I'm teaching, but it's facility details. It might be a tough question to answer as well. And no, there's no wrong answers. It's just, I'm just kind of asking this. I'll ask this, and I'm going to ask this during the class, some lessons as well about different weeks. I'll say, am I reaching or am I teaching what you want to learn? Because I'm able to, adjust what I'm teaching as long as we meet those learning objectives. But facilities design, facility details, how facilities operate, we're all going to be hitting on all those. So that's good. Okay, so we have things about facilities, how arenas are planned out. Sounds good. Let's see if we have another question on. I can't remember. No. Okay, that's good. All right, I hope let me just get this, enjoyed that. Some interaction, which is awesome. And Nick, I see your hand up, but that might just be, you want to ask something, Nick, or is it just up for you're just put it up for, you're playing around with the reactions?
Yeah, I was playing around with the actors. I'm not too sure. I had to remove it.
Oh, just click on it again. So
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, good. Okay, so where are we now? A few more things we want to do today. And okay, here, all right. Where are we now? Let me just close this up. Okay, we're getting close to that. Okay, I'm going to give you one more break here. I know we're getting close. It's good time. It's just a natural break here. It's at 9:43, 9:44, and we will come back at 9:55. All right, so we'll have a break until 9:55. When we come back, I'm going to pull up chapters 18 and 19 because I want to make sure you understand some of the information about ancillary spaces and core product, so you can use that to go forward with your first assignment. All right. So that's where we'll go to at 9:55. Okay, I know. Here we go. I'm just going to put in here. Okay, break until 9:55. All right, so we'll see you all in about 11 minutes. Okay, I am back. 9:50. Well, 9:56. Well, it was 9:55, but here we are. Okay. Hopefully everyone had a little break, got something to drink, a bio break, whatever you need. Okay, we are going to go to. I have chapter 18 and 19. I just want to touch on. So, you know, we have 14 weeks to learn our information from this class. Hopefully I can transfer some knowledge from my brain into yours, and you feel more educated coming out of this class than when you entered it. All right, so you know, I definitely do like to, I do use the slides each week, and we do in-class assignments. And you know, if there are questions, please ask. Type them in the chat if you don't want to come off mute, but you know, there will be some discussions each week. Maybe not as much this week, but you know, we'll see how that goes. All right, so I am going to go to chapter 18. Actually, I better hold on a second. Just have to do one thing. Again, using all these different screens I have. Where's 18 there? Okay. And you know, technical difficulties sometimes. Maybe technical challenges, not difficulties. It's always user operation, right? Okay. Hoping you can see that. And we're going to click through these slides. Again, all these slides are available in Blackboard. Okay, so if you don't have to write any notes on these, you can kind of keep some notes at the bottom if you want to download them, add your own notes. The reason I go to chapter 18 and 19 first is because it kind of, in the book, they should have these ones first because they talk about ancillary spaces. They talk about core product. They talk about core product extensions throughout the book, and then they sort of touch on it at the end. So I put it first because it makes more sense, sort of the foundation of what the terminology that we use during this course. So ancillary spaces, an overview of ancillary spaces are facilities that facilities are supported by ancillary spaces, areas that support the core product. In most facilities, the core product could not be made available to its users if the supporting ancillary spaces were not available. Okay, ancillary areas do not exist as sources of revenue. So this is important to remember this. This will be a question on the test. I always ask, you know, do ancillary spaces bring in revenue, or are they just a service? So ancillary spaces are just a service that do not exist as a source of revenue, okay? The spaces that support the core product, they're spaces that support the core product and generate revenue are called core product extensions. So there's ancillary areas or ancillary spaces and the core product extensions. Ancillary spaces or ancillary areas don't bring any revenue, okay? An example is parking. So most areas, and I have to say Georgian is not, if you're looking at Georgian College and we're talking about parking, parking would be a core product extension because their parking brings in revenue at Georgian. But when you go to LA Fitness or Fit for Life or whatever it is, parking is usually free and you don't have to pay unless you're in a downtown location. So you may have to pay for a parking meter or something like that, but typically parking is provided with no cost. So it's an ancillary area. Parking provides users and employees with a place to leave their vehicle and can be a convenience. Inadequate parking facilities can have a negative impact on the use and revenue generation of a rec facility, right? But at Georgian, we know that parking is a core product extension because it brings in revenue. Okay, and in parking, there's different options: self-parking, gated parking, and valet parking. Okay, the nature of the core product typically determines which parking option will be used and to what extent. All right, so usually self-parking is just, you know, you pick a lot, park in it, go wherever you want. Gated parking Could be more like Georgian College gated parking than valet parking. You know what that is, where people will drive and park your car. So for surface parking, this has a little bit of a cover over part of the, maybe a sunshade or water for rain, but we all know what parking lots look like. Okay, parking operations. Rec facilities should provide some form of parking as it is the facility or as part of the facility or at least nearby. Usually community planning agencies require facilities to provide an on-site parking to prevent congestion and overflow. So if you go to East Bayfield or Holly Recreation Center or Eastview or different things like that in the city of Barrie, we know that they all provide parking. It can be reflected in parking access, signage, maintenance. Okay. All right, security. Parking operators need to be concerned for the safety of users and prevention of a vehicle theft and damage. Special attention is required to provide complete protection of vehicles and personal property. And this is done, you know, it could be with proper lighting is part of security. If you don't have lighting, you know, it's not as secure. Could also have some sort of cameras set up as well. Could be motion detector lighting, that sort of thing turns on, or it's just street lights or parking lights that stay on. Also could have, actually on security, could have security guards that drive through the area as well, which does happen at Georgian. We know that there are security that drive in a vehicle around the property to check parking. That's the way the parking is administered there. Because there's no gates, they just scan your license plate at Georgian, and there's a machine with a bunch of cameras. And you may have seen, well, maybe you haven't seen it if you haven't been on campus, but that's how they do it at Georgian. Parking, perimeter parking options. Parking areas should be located close to the facility. Yeah, the closer it is, you know, the more, or I guess the more happy users are. If it's far away, you know, and like even if you're going for a workout somewhere, you don't want to walk too far to get to the access to the building. Instances where there's inadequate space for an event where a large number of vehicles need to park, management should provide perimeter parking options, which require a long walk or even a shuttle service to and from the facility. Now, for that person that went to Boots to see the concerts there, I'm sure there was, if you didn't get shuttled in or dropped off, there was a little bit of walking to do there. And something that provides complements parking is to have sidewalks for safety. Definitely have to have sidewalks or an area to walk. Not all parking lots have sidewalks, right? I guess when you go to Costco, sometimes they have those sidewalks that are located in the center of the parking area, so you walk, it's fairly safe that way. But you know, as a pedestrian, you have to be careful when you walk through parking lots, because people don't always back up or drive with the same sort of rules on the road with stop signs and yields and that sort of thing when they're in parking areas, so it can be dangerous. Sidewalks should be distinguished from the roadway, and parking areas should be raised 3 to 6 inches. Well, we know that's not always possible. Another important thing is to have sort of crosswalk areas that are painted properly and with visibility. So it could be the one on the Georgian campus that is pretty well used is the one near Duckworth Street. Used to be parking gates there, but now it's just a crosswalk. You press a button, there's flashing lights. We see that happening. Should have like easy visibility, high visibility. Should be well lit at the night, and should have paint on the ground. Should be landscaping, shading, screening, and buffer zones. So landscaping contributes to the appearance of the parking areas. Okay. Vegetation is useful in screening neighborhood areas and creating buffer zones. So it could be that they put in trees and bushes. It cuts down on the noise. You know, no one wants to look at a parking lot. So rather look at some trees or some bushes or some landscaped areas. Okay, another ancillary space is the reception area. So reception area is an ancillary area that can be vital to the facility usage and product success. You know, when you enter in a building, if you don't know, maybe it's your first visit, usually look for a reception area. So it could be a front desk, it could be a reception desk, it could be a window, could be a place where a staff person does maybe a multiple use. Maybe it's a concession stand at a small arena that the person working there provides information, but it's important to have some sort of reception area. Sometimes reception areas don't have any people, and it's just a sign when they come in and direct you to the location you want to go. But the reception area is an ancillary space. It's the extension of the administration and delivery operations, creating initial contact with customers and providing a first impression of the facility. And it could be a spot where memberships are purchased, or it could just be a general information desk. And the reception area should establish a comfortable, non-congested, non-confusing atmosphere that helps users gain access to the product. Okay, and the initial appearance, aesthetically pleasing reception area creates a favorable first impression by being maintained and organized, well maintained. Also, I want to remember that in a reception area, it should be accessible. So if a person does have accessibility issues or accessibility requirements, where they're in a wheelchair or they need a lower countertop, that should also be available at this reception area as part of AODA, which we will talk about in another lesson further in the semester. Okay, efficiency. The efficiency of a reception area may be more important than its appearance. So efficiency refers to how well the staff communicate with users. A knowledgeable staff that is properly trained. So you know when you go to the, well, I shouldn't say you know when you go to, because possibly many of you haven't been, but the athletic desk at the Georgian Athletic Center, the reception desk, is definitely multi-use. It's right at the main entrance of the facility. They have windows right behind it that they can see into the gym. They can see the stairway right in front of them that people walk up to the fitness center and multi-purpose room. They can see the climbing wall. They can see two entrances that people can enter to the building. They can look down the hall and see the change rooms and the I guess sort of open area down the hallway in front of the change rooms. So it's quite well centrally located. It was put there as a reason. It kind of wraps around the edge of the gym, and there's a doorway into the gym from that spot as well. So we can see that this reception area has multiple functions. People sell products, they sell clothing, drinks, meal replacement bars, the climbing shoes are there, harnesses for the climbing wall, buy memberships, and so on and so on. So there's lots of stuff that happen at the reception desk. And next is attitude of the reception desk staff is as important as the appearance. People need to be friendly, smile, greet. Warm greetings go a long way to make people feel comfortable. So you wouldn't want to, you know, if you walked up to a reception desk and say, excuse me, I have a question. They said, what? You know, that wouldn't really be a very appropriate response by just saying, you know, what, or what do you want? You know, it would be more like, hi, nice to meet you. Hi, how can I help you? Smile, and so on. Okay, function of the reception desk, access control, fee collection, information, and communication schedules. All four of these do happen at the Georgian College Athletic Center. At the desk, access control, there are turnstiles there. Fee collection, you know, they do, well, at Georgian College, if you were paying your athletic ancillary fees, then they wouldn't be do collection. But if it's a day pass, someone just wants to come in as a community member, they do collect fees that way. Information and communication, lots of information and communication schedules. Contributing areas, reception areas vary in function and size and location. So the lobby, offices, showcases, so different things contribute to this reception area. And the design, recreation managers should be aware of the importance of the reception area and how its design enhances the functionality of the facility. So as I was mentioned, the Georgian facility, the location contributes to its functionality. It's quite large, has 3 workstations there for when it's busy, and it is quite accessible by all the customers. Most important in the design of the reception area is in its location, especially if the area has numerous functions, which I mentioned. The center of activity, which is like it is at the Georgian facility. Now, if we walk into East Bayfield Community Center, we know that the reception area is it's very central as well. It's sort of across from the ice arenas, beside I guess in between the gym and the pool. So it's quite well centralized there. Holly, it's a bit different at Holly. If you've been to Holly, it's off. You have to kind of walk. I don't know, Holly's always a strange one to me because I thought the reception desk could almost be where the concession is, because when you walk in, the concession is right there on your left. When you walk in the front doors, and the reception is more off to the right by the, I guess, entrance to the pool and change rooms. Maybe not quite as good. You look at Eastview. Eastview really has a reception on there's a window when you walk into the left, but it's not really a multi-use facility. It's more of a ice arena. When you walk in Fit for Life or LA Fitness, there's a nice reception desk when you first walk in. So you can see that most of these areas, if you think about one in your hometown or where you work out, it's hard to think of where is that reception area when you are visiting that center. And if it makes sense, is it done well? Is it in a good location? Is it looking after these different functions? So something you can ask yourself. Okay, locker and shower areas are also an ancillary space that are key to the success of the core product. Certain locker and shower functions are compared with other areas of the recreation facilities. The space should be secure, private, and supervised to protect the user. And we know that there are also locker rentals, so maybe it's not an ancillary space or ancillary product there, where there are day-use lockers where you can use them in the athletic facilities, but many facilities also rent lockers, so that could be a core product extension as well if they are making revenue off the lockers. But the showers are typically an ancillary space that aren't paid for. I'm not sure exactly how it works at LA Fitness. Maybe just because that was brought up earlier. I don't know. I think there's different types of memberships that may allow you to have access to different parts of the change room.
You can pay for a variety of different memberships that include different amenities within the gym, such as like squash or basketball courts, like all that kind of stuff. It really depends on what you want to do. Even personal training can really alter how much you pay at the gym, but ultimately it comes down to one general price, but that doesn't include your annual fee and stuff like that.
Okay, thanks, Alex. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, no worries.
And functions of the locker and shower area. We have hygiene, grooming, lockers, therapy, showers, restroom areas, information and communication bulletin boards. All different functions of the locker and shower area. And therapy could be in there or maybe not in there. Sometimes it is, depending if there's space for it. Sometimes it could be separate. Grooming, all these personal things that you look after when you're finishing your workout. Okay, locker and shower area design. Each sub area of a locker or shower area has unique needs in terms of its function. These factors should be addressed in the design phase of a facility project. Proper circulation of the areas and users' safety should be a primary consideration in the overall design. like one of the things that a designer or architect or planner has to keep in mind, there's a lot of different building codes that happen. So when you're looking at the Barrie Campus Athletic Center and you go into the men's change room and the female, or the two different change rooms, they had to have an exit at the back. So in a change room, for safety and security, having an exit at the back of your change room is not always the safest thing to do. You know, other people could enter that should not be in the room or have access. So it had to be set up properly where it was a hallway designed at the back between the two change rooms. So it's only a one-way door as well, and there were alarms put on the doors. So if the door was opened in the men's or the women's back of the change room to exit out, then an alarm would be go off at the front desk. I think they had like a squealer alarm as well on the doors that if they were opened. This did increase the safety and security in that area because of the design of having an access to or an exit at the other side of the change rooms, and that was for safety of fire or emergency exits and that sort of function. So we had to keep that in mind when we were designing that. And it was a certain size, and once it got to a certain size, it had to have an exit door in the back, and they're fairly large change rooms. I think they have close to, I'm gonna guess here, between 300 and 500 lockers. There's a lot of lockers in there. The old change rooms, the varsity change rooms, don't have exits in the back because of the size. They didn't need to have exits, but there are those things you have to keep in mind when design of the facilities are happening. The activities of a locker shower area by their nature create odors, humidity, and other byproducts. So ventilation is critical in these areas. Showers, hot water create a lot of humidity. There has to be exhaust fans and there are exhaust fans in those areas. You can just imagine if there's like showers running all day and there's multiple showers. Just think of your own bathroom, your own shower at your house, wherever you live. That you don't have a window also that you can maybe open, but if you just didn't exhaust that area or exhaust that humid air, then you would be getting mold and all sorts of nasty things growing there. So you have to make sure that the humidity is controlled. So appropriate ventilation should be maintained at all times with regulated temperature and humidity check to prevent odor and moisture contamination. As well, in the ones in the Barrie campus we did have, they were heated by a in-floor heating process. So, if you're walking around barefoot or in sandals or that sort of thing, or in a shower, having a heated floor was pretty, I guess, maybe sort of a luxury, but that's how we designed that facility, to have heated floors. So the floors were always nice and toasty. The surfaces in the locker and shower area are important for maintenance and safety. Showers can create wet surfaces that are hazardous for walking. Yes. Where wet conditions exist, slip-resistant surfaces should be incorporated. So you can get certain tiles. The floor that we had installed in a Barrie is called Stone Hard, and it was an epoxy floor that was sort of like painted on with a hard coating. And also in that process, we put some grit into this surface application, which prevented or assisted with non-slipping areas, so slip-resistant surfaces. A lot of the areas have been covered with tile as well, but the ceramic tile that we put in were also slip-resistant. And it could be a liability if you're not maintaining them properly or not designed properly, then you are setting yourself up for liability. Most of the injuries on a campus or in different facilities are slips, trips, and falls. Now you say, oh, well, everyone slips, trips, and falls, and that is true. Everyone does slip, trip, and fall at some point. It is very common, but those are also lawsuits that happen. So you have to be, take as much caution and precaution as you can when designing these facilities. You don't want to have little lips of carpet that you get, or matting that you trip on, or a wet floor that doesn't drain properly. One of the things that happened in our athletic facility in Barrie, this is you know, think common sense, right? People have all sorts of different sayings about common sense. The people that do the plumbing and the drains were different people than that did the floor. So the different subcontractors. Well, the flooring did an error on this. So the shower drains, or the different drains, are designed that they can be raised and lowered by screwing them in or unscrewing them to raise and lower them slightly, depending on the height of the floor. So when the flooring people came in, they didn't do that. They, wherever the drains were set is where they left them. So some of our drains were raised drains, which not high, but maybe a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, instead of lowering them when they did the floor. A mistake that was made. So then when you have trying to, you know, wash the floor, or if you have a little bit of a flooded area because of a shower running too long or a drain plug, the water that was on the floor, when it got to a certain level, it would drain into the floor drain, but there would be puddles around the drain, and you're going, well, this is crazy, right? Like, who would say that? You know, the flooring people just said, oh, we don't do the drains, we just do the floors. So it was like, oh, really? We have to tell you that you have to lower the drain to the correct depth so water would drain into it? Just a little mistake there that happened. And the last slide I have here is security needs to be top priority in locker and shower areas, since users will be storing personal belongings, showering, and changing. Valuable belongings are often stored in lockers, so security measures should be implemented to minimize theft. Locker areas should have open sight lines and provide easy angles for observation from facility staff to help minimize appropriate activities. So that staff can walk in, no sort of hidden corners, and that type of area should be in there. We did have a situation in the Barrie campus where a person was accessing the men's change room. When they first started using card swipe to access, the change room, many people would come to the front desk and say, oh, I forgot my card, can you let me in? And what happened is one of the staff let this person in. We had cameras and all and set up on the front desk, but they let this person in. They ended up having a lock cutter, like a long, 1.5 foot long lock cutter in their sleeve of their jacket. Went into the change room and basically would pretend they're starting to change and beside someone that was already changing. Saw the lock they went to, and when they locked it up and the person walked out that they were watching, they immediately pulled this lock cutter out of their sleeve, cut the lock, put another lock on after they stole the items, and walked out. It was pretty bad. We had a photo on camera, but the police never did end up catching them. So you have to be very careful at your locker or your access areas, that if you have a controlled access, and we'll talk more about this in another session, that you do actually control that access. And if a person doesn't have their ID or doesn't have ID, you better be able to identify them as you know who they are, or don't allow them in, because things like that do happen. Okay, so the 3 main ancillary things that we talked about in this chapter was parking, reception areas, and shower and locker areas, which go together. So those 3 are ancillary, and there's other ancillary spaces too. If you talk about hallways, stairwells, good lounge areas, things like that. Okay. Right. And again, I'm doing lots of talking, so if you do have questions, please raise your hand, unmute yourself, put something in the chat. Okay. All right, let's go to the next chapter here. 19. Okay, hold on a second. 19. Core product and core product extensions and areas. Okay. All right. First of all, I should mention what the core product is. I don't even want to talk. It might be in a different chapter. Just check on a quick look here. Okay. So the core product, before we get into this slide, is I guess we could have done that. Is the main function of the facility. So sometimes you might, some of the questions that do come up is like, what if one of my facilities is a multi-use facility? So I'm looking at Holly Recreation Center. What is the core product in there? Well, it could be argued that the ice arenas are the core product, or it could be argued that the pool is the core product, or the fitness center. So that's up to you to determine what the core product is of the facility, even the facility on the Barrie campus. What is the core product? It's the main function of that building that you feel. So if you go there and use the fitness center on the Barrie campus, then that to you, you would see that as a core product. Maybe it's the gymnasium because it's the largest space. The space that on the Barrie campus, the gymnasium is 20,000 square feet. The fitness center is about 9,000 square feet. So you can see, oh, well, it's probably the gymnasium then. So it's up to you to determine what the core product is. If it's LA Fitness, you could say it's the workout area, the fitness area, or it could be the spinning studio or the pool, maybe, but I doubt it. But if you're looking at things like that, you have to determine what the core product is. Okay. Now, core product extensions, unlike ancillary spaces, these are revenue generating products and services that complement the core product and are called core product extensions. So in assignment 1, I ask you about ancillary spaces, the core product, and core product extensions. So you are asked about those for those facilities that you are assessing. Okay. These core product extensions play an important role in meeting the user needs. So let's look at LA Fitness, for instance. So we know if you've been into LA Fitness, which some of you have, that the main area when you walk in is their cardio machines. At least that's sort of in the center, and then sort of towards the back, at least the one that I've been to has the free weights, and then sort of all around the perimeter, they have the pool, the spin room or the cycling room. They have a basketball court. They have, which is also, I think, the yoga studio. They have the change rooms. I might be missing some other stuff, but they have all these core products outside them. So again, are they extensions? Are you paying extra to use these or not? Okay, you have to determine that. In some of the core product extensions that we look at are retail outlets or commodity outlets, because these areas do bring in revenue. They sell gifts, supplies, apparel, equipment, specialty items. Oops, sorry. And delivery responsibilities for a commodity outlet are to prepare and enhance the sale of items to users. Okay, and it could be a multi-function area. It could be your reception desk is also a commodity outlet area. So it could be that the reception desk is a core product extension and an ancillary space, depending on what the person is using it for. Depending on the size, usually bigger places have these separate. If it's a smaller place, like I said, maybe it's the front desk that sells passes and goggles for the pool, but also give out information. Merchandising requires a sincere commitment and enthusiasm from the facility managers and employees in bringing the product to customers. A lot of times merchandising, you see that at golf courses in the pro shops where you're buying a shirt, you're buying golf clubs, you're buying golf balls, and so on. Okay, so you see that happen a lot. Vendors provide a wholesale service to the commodity outlets. When considering which vendors to use, recreation managers should assess vendor pricing, delivery, financing terms, consignment, product availability, and overall service. So this is getting a bit deeper into the vendors are the people that provide the products to your merchandise outlet. Okay, so it could be food vendor, so it could be someone providing the or it could be clothing, it could be products, that sort of thing. Okay.
At LA Fitness, we used to have supplement stores come to our facility, and they'll have little booths, and they'll have a few staff come by, and they'll give out coupons and little discounts. And they used to have like these little little rallies or these little randomized boxes where if you come in for a workout, you write your name on a slip and give it like an hour or two, and they announce some prizes and whatnot. And it helps kind of market their brand and helps market their products as well.
Very cool. Did they ever they give away free samples as well?
Oh yeah, all the time. I used to walk into work for a shift, and they'd give out they used to give out little packets of protein powder or little packets of like creatine or BCAAs, all types different products that, you know, help them bring in business to their place. Like I remember once I walked in and I ended up getting a coupon for like 15% off any large bag of protein powder, and they were just giving these away like it was nothing.
Wow.
But I can just imagine how much profit they made from that moment alone.
Yeah, for sure. Like if they're going into all the LA fitnesses across Canada or Ontario, that's yeah, they must get, you know, 15% off is not very much. And then you have you know, if you like it, you're rebuying the stuff too. So good. Okay, so we had the commodity outlet. I'm just going to go down here to food service because I want to kind of touch on these different areas that are the core product extensions that bring in revenue. So the food services is also a core product extension that is fairly common in many facilities. You see this called snack bars, concession stands, could be restaurants. If you're looking at, what do they call it now, Sadlin Center or BMC, Barry Molson Center, you see that, you know, they have used to have the Horsepower Bar and Grill, or at the front, it's quite a big restaurant. When you're looking at their multi-use facilities like Holly and that sort of thing, there's the concession stands and food services. They also have, the vending machines, which could be also considered a core product extension. So we now see, you know, the pizza vending machines. We've seen the hot dog vending machines in Holly. I know the hot dog one was there. I know the pizza vending machine, there's one in Stayner. I know they're around sort of our area, Simcoe County. I don't know if has anyone ever tried one of those pizza vending machines? Anybody? Nobody? Somebody must have tried one of those pizza vending machines this summer. No. Okay, I'm surprised. I'm gonna give that a challenge to somebody. Let me know how the pizza vending machine is next time you see one. Okay. All right, food services. We got the snack bar, which we see, even the outdoor facilities. So the Barrie Sports Complex, located sort of just down the road from me on Highway 27 on your way out to Collingwood, Stayner area, going out, well, heading out just outside Barrie. You know, they have concession stand, lots of outdoor pools. We'll have, you know, get an ice cream, a licorice, whatever, those sort of things. Other thing is for core product extension is your child care. So that is a product that, you know, drop your kids off, then you can go in for a workout. That is quite popular as well. And what is the other one I wanted to talk about here? Oh, yes. Equipment checkout or rental. So many facilities offer equipment rental or equipment checkout as core product extensions. Can anyone tell me an example of a place that has a equipment rental that's quite popular that you may have visited this summer? Anyone drop something in the chat, maybe? It's not too difficult of a question. There must be somewhere you visited that rented equipment. Maybe like a climbing gym, possibly. Or golf courses, sure. That because you rent clubs there. That's right. Or a cart, golf cart, you rent that. Roller skating rink, you probably don't have your own roller skates, but you would rent them. Maybe you go to Hardwood Hills, or you go to Horseshoe Valley and you rent your mountain bikes. Thank you. And ski equipment, very popular. Not everyone, if you're on a holiday or you're out of town, or maybe you're a boarder and you want to try skiing, and you're skiing, you want to try boarding, you rent the equipment, helmets, poles, whatever you need. Good stuff. Another one area I was thinking of is provincial parks. And they might not have been doing it during COVID, but you can rent canoes, life jackets, paddle boats, those sort of things. And one other area thing that you might be able to find as core product extension is laundry services. Sometimes this does happen, and there might be a, rent a towel, and then that's you hand it back in when you're done. So those are another core product extension. So you have your laundry service, you have your equipment checkout or rental, you have your childcare, you have your snack bar or food services, and you have your commodity or merchandise outlets. So those are your core product extensions. I'm not going to go through all the slides because we are getting close to the end of our time today, and I want to make sure that I could touch on those. So you can see that there are many things that could be, as long as it's bringing in revenue, it's your core product extension. And ancillary space is provided without any revenue generation. All right, I want to make sure that I was able to share that with you today. Okay, so we are pretty well close to the end of what I wanted to talk about today. Next week, let's see if I even have next week here that I can talk to you about. Course information. Let me just double check what I have written down here. See, today we never got into our in-class assignment, which we'll do next week. And we have a few of them. We always have one coming up. So we never got to go into groups today, but that's okay. So next week we will get into assessing facilities. There's a chapter on assessing facilities. And we might talk about accessibility or a controversial article. We'll see which way we go next week, but we will do some group work next week. So at this point, it's around 10:38. I've been online for about 2.5 or so hours, and felt that got to know you all a little bit just by the questions I was asking. Hopefully, you got to know me a little bit by just what I was sharing with you. Want to just stop now, see if anyone has any questions before we finish up for today.
Not so much a question, but do you have a minute after you dispel the class?
I sure do. Yep.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions they want to ask or not? Okay, so what I'll do now, I'm going to stay on the line until everyone exits or leaves. I'm going to just stop the recording now since we are done for this week, and I will see you all next week. If you want to stay on and ask me a question, I will stay on until everyone's gone. Okay, so nice meeting everyone, and we will see you next Tuesday at 8 a.m.
Thank you, Mike. Take care.